Yo, what is good, guys? Tanner W420. If you guys read the title, this is going to be a little bit different of a story than what I posted last time. This is going to be a trip report. If you guys don't know what a trip report is, it's essentially a person telling their story off a good or bad experience off a drug. Now, of course, I'm not advocating for drug usage. I'm actually against it, even though this trip report is mine. For when I was in a severe phase of depression. This happened a couple months ago. I was at my house and decided to do some DPH. DPH is short for diphenhydramine, and diphenhydramine is the main ingredient in Benadryl. And some other things too, like some nighttime sleep aids and whatnot. But we're not going to talk about that too much. We're just here to get this trip report done and over with. It's a pretty short one, but it's definitely interesting. So anyways, let's get right into it. Like I said, this is a trip report. This is not to advocate for drug usage. This is for entertainment and educational purposes about the dark side of some drugs. Well, actually, all drugs have a dark side, but Benadryl especially. So, I now introduce you to 700 Club Nightmare by me, of course. I'm 14 and I've tried DPH before. I usually never got a bad trip from DPH, so I thought after taking a small tolerance break, I can join the 700 Club for the first time. Worst mistake ever. The day comes that I plan to take the 28 pills of hell. After swallowing all the pills, I gotta lay in bed and play games on my phone and wait for the trip. About an hour 30 passes and I'm a little tired. I assume the trip may come soon, so I grab a snack. I'm walking downstairs. Dry mouth hits. I no longer wanted a small snack. I wanted a bigger meal, so I went to go make some pizza rolls to help with the dry mouth. After eating all my food, I go and lay down on my couch, play on my phone, watch some TV, but now nausea is coming. Not only was there nausea, there was a huge stomach ache. Felt like multiple knives were going into my stomach and intestines. Nausea kept me tossing and turning, and I was hoping it would go away within 20 or 30 minutes. But after 20 minutes of the nausea, I felt it coming up, so I went to go puke in the bathroom. I got some on the floor since I kind of spat some out before getting to the toilet. For details, it was red, white, and really thick. Considering that it was red and white, I assumed that since I puked, I wouldn't get high, but I was still wrong. After I got done puking, I clean up my mess and I go back upstairs. So I'm walking up my stairs. My body felt like 1,000,000 pounds. It was hard to walk, and I noticed that the walls were moving in a spiral motion. I was kind of oblivious to what I was going to see next. As I finally make it up to my room, and I see a bunch of shadow people walking around in my room. Some of them had what looked like overclothing, like jackets and coats. Some of them didn't. Saw a couple had like longer hair, and some didn't. It was completely different. But I didn't want to raise suspicion because my parents were home, so I didn't say anything, and I just ignored it. My mom comes in after me, and she says I have to go to bed. I forgot I had school the next day. I said okay, and I started getting ready for bed. I was already in some sweatpants and a hoodie for bed, so I pick up some things on the floor and I grab my clothes for school the next day. I saw my phone on my desk and I went to go pick it up, then it vanished. I was so confused on where my phone was. I was looking everywhere for it, checked my bed, checked my nightstand, everything. Then I felt it in my pocket and I found it. Turned off my light and I tried to get some sleep. I was laying uncomfortably since I had this weird feeling in the back of my legs, and the only way I can get rid of this feeling was to move. My body was so heavy. It didn't feel like 1,000,000 pounds anymore. It felt like 1,000,000,000,000. So I just had to lay there uncomfortably. I also kept on seeing things all over my ceiling. These things nobody wants to see before going to bed. There was these spiders. They were fucking huge, and they were furry and all over my ceiling. Kept on scurrying around. I also saw a couple clear ones. I also saw a rat. It was on my ceiling, and it just kept on staring at me. For a little bit, I stared at it back, and I tried closing my eyes, but every time I closed my eyes, it was like my eyelids were transparent. so I could still see everything, but I saw with my eyes open. Also kept on hearing someone whispering at me to turn around and to wake up. After some time, I finally pass out. Next day, around 6 a.m., my mom was calling me. She was wanting me to turn on the heat since she forgot to before leaving work. I do so, and decided I was going to stay up and try and get ready for school. But I realized I was still high. I didn't have visuals anymore, but I still had auditory hallucinations. Decided to make some coffee since I was still insanely tired, but my nausea came back and I puked again. This time it was liquid, yellow. It was like a yellow liquid. I was terrified because I thought I just puked up urine. I didn't get rid of this high until probably about second or third period in school. I was just really dizzy, nauseous, kept on hearing things that weren't even there. And then after like second or third period, it just kind of went away. Long story short, don't do DPH. I know some people aren't going to listen because I was one of those people for this experience, but this drug can fuck you up mentally and physically. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I appreciate if people actually stuck around for this entire video, taking time out of their daily lives just to hear me talk about a drug that I know nobody's gonna want to do. But that's it. See you guys later.
For me, my nigga, I'm dying. Fate is a weight, debate the state of my mind. Generate hate, emotion I cannot find. I'm feeling great and I don't have enough time to tell you all I want to, ain't no way to rewind. The way it seems to taunt you, the world is not kind. And moments they can haunt you with shit's out of line. Just know that I'll be gone too, and no one will mind. And no one will mind that you were one of many who were thrown to the swine. That you were sipping Henny or you tripping on wine. That someone took a bullet, put it into your spine. Just smile and know that no one will mind.
Any moment body might break. Anybody wanna die bait? Fuck yeah, at this rate, pick a date real late. Ho, it ain't no debate when I'm mine. When nothing in your head, I'll speak my truth till I'm dead. Fuck every fed, I'm getting red in the face. I ain't put you in your place. Will you submit, bow down, stare at your feet, or look up at me, take a seat, suck on your teeth. I go so dumb on the beat because I know one day I'll be under some feet like you.
Like you and me, best friends forever in the fucking trees. Less than a feather, better sail the breeze. Atoms gather in the sky and in the land and seas. Murderers and people that defend the bees. Women and their children and the men they please. Sky dimming, I be grinning, I can end this tease. At what it's like to be a god brought to bend his knees.